A year ago, I, 27F, broke up with my lying boyfriend, 27M. Today, I found out that everyone else was lying and he was being truthful. A year ago, I was on the verge of a significant milestone in my life, moving in with my first serious boyfriend, Josh. I was deeply in love with him, feeling a sense of excitement and anticipation about our future together. However, just as we were about to take this big step, one of my closest friends confided in me something deeply troubling. They revealed that during a party, Josh, in a drunken state, had shown them a photo of me without any clothes on his phone. This revelation was shocking and painful, but it didn't end there. To my horror, 5 or 6 more friends confirmed the story. They told me that Josh had not only shown the photo, but had also spoken in explicit detail about our intimate life. The level of detail he shared was disturbingly graphic and personal. This betrayal was not just a violation of my privacy, but also a profound breach of trust. It left me feeling exposed, humiliated, and deeply hurt. This did not sound at all like Josh. When I asked him what the duck was going on, he denied everything. He eventually got very angry and started calling all of my friends liars. At one point, he showed up at my place while some of them were visiting, and things got a little physical. It was really a very strange turn of events in my life. Josh seemed extremely agitated, and all of my close friends were adamant that he was lying. Josh had taken photos of me on his phone, which I now realize was a mistake, but it happened in the heat of the moment. Trusting my friends, I made the difficult decision to break up with Josh. It was an incredibly heart-wrenching experience. Josh pleaded with me to believe him, tears streaming down his face. He became so emotional that he nearly punched the wall before storming out in anger. At that moment, I felt a mix of disgust and intense conflict. A few months later, I began dating one of the friends, Alex, who had initially told me about Josh showing the photo. At the time, all of my friends were encouraging me to date Alex. However, we didn't really connect, and the relationship didn't last beyond a few months. Despite this, we have managed to remain friends of sorts. So today, another friend sent me a message that said he just wanted to get something off his chest. The story about Josh wasn't true, and they were really trying to get me to date Alex, so they made up that story about Josh. After talking to a few of the other people, including Alex, it all came out that they were lying. It was this ducking orchestrated bullcrap event that totally changed my life forever. Apparently, they hated Josh and thought he was bad for me and a a-hole. That was my ducking decision. I'm shaking right now. I cried in the office bathroom for about 2 hours afterwards. I love Josh so much. We were planning a life together. And I've been friends with that group since high school. What the duck? I guess I'm supposed to stop talking to my friends, right? I cannot possibly come back from this and still talk to them, right? This basically nukes my group of friends. But how could I ever even look at them again? Also, I need closure with Josh. Can I call him? Should I call him? Should I unblock him on Facebook and message him? What should I do? Comments. One Redditor wrote, "What an awful bunch of friends. Just because they didn't like him doesn't give them the right to sabotage your relationship." I am feeling sorry for Josh the most. He didn't even do anything but paid the most. You should definitely contact him. Hope you guys get back together. Another Redditor replied, "If I was Josh, I would be okay with the closure, but getting back together will be out of the question for me. If you don't trust me, the relationship is over then and there." Update. Even though everyone seemed to think this was a terrible idea, I sent Josh an email on Friday. I copied it here. Josh, I don't know if you are still connected to anyone on Facebook, but if you are, you probably already know why I am sending this. And I know it is totally unfair and selfish to contact you, but I cannot imagine going through the rest of my life without apologizing. So before I say a bunch of embarrassing things, more than anything, I want to say that I am sorry I did not trust you. I am sorry I let other people decide our relationship. I am sorry for what I put you through. But I figure this might be my only chance to say this, so here comes the really lame, embarrassing stuff. I spent the past day thinking about the past year, where I would be if I had believed you, what my life would be like. Would we be engaged? Would we be married? I'm not over you. I want to try again. I'm not asking you to marry me, but if you ever find yourself thirsty, I would love to buy you a beverage of your choice. I want to talk to you again. I miss everything about our relationship. I miss you getting annoyed when I stole your French fries. I miss fighting with you over money. I miss making you breakfast. I miss watching The Office with you over and over and over. I miss you. My information is still the same. I would not blame you if you ignored and deleted this. Just know that I know. I am really sorry. After sending the message, I tried to distract myself and take my mind off of it. Just the act of writing and sending it was incredibly cathartic. I spent Saturday morning lounging around, watching an old movie, when the doorbell rang. Assuming it was an Amazon delivery, I ignored it, planning to wait until the driver left so I could sneak out and grab the package as I was still in my robe. After a minute or two, I walked over to the door and peeked through the peephole. To my surprise, it was Josh. My heart immediately leapt into my throat. I had been compulsively checking my phone for a response, but I never expected something like this. My house was in a state of disarray, and I wasn't much better off. I cracked the door open, smiled, greeted him, and quickly told him that I needed to get dressed. It was such an awkward interaction. I then rushed around my place, frantically throwing things into corners, pulling my hair back, and finding something to wear. Once I was somewhat presentable, I went back to the door. I'm here for that beverage. I only had OJ and water, which was also pretty embarrassing, but Josh stuck around anyways. He didn't really ask many questions. I started to talk about the photo without clothes incident, but he said he didn't really care to talk about it. We both know all of the details now. The conversation eventually grew a bit aimless, and we were just talking like old times. It was wonderful. He asked if I was hungry. I wasn't really, but of course I said I was. We decided to go to a nearby burger place that we used to frequent all the time. During our meal, Josh asked me if I had dated Alex. He didn't seem upset by my answer. In turn, I asked him if he had dated anyone. He mentioned that he had been in a 6-month relationship during our time apart. She sounded like a great person, but I didn't pry further. When we returned to my place, Josh asked what my plans were for the rest of the day. I told him I didn't have any plans. We ended up spending the rest of the day together, and then the night. It might seem foolish to move so quickly, but I'm not going to spend much time worrying about it. I'm feeling happy. We spent part of Sunday together as well, and then Tuesday and Wednesday. We had a discussion about what we were doing. We agreed that we were two single people dating each other, and we decided to be exclusive. I think the world of him and will always regret what happened. No matter what, I'm extremely happy I sent the letter to him. It's interesting to think that if he had actually done what everyone accused him of, and I took him back, I would probably have trust issues. Now, I trust him completely. He could tell me the world was flat, and I'd have trouble questioning him. It's just a weird thought I've been having. So that's the story. We are together again. Will it work out? I hope so. No matter what, things are better today than they were last week. Comments. One Redditor wrote, I can't imagine people being such sheetheads destroying lives. Completely amoral with zero sense of empathy. Glad it didn't work out with that PP Alex. Another one shared her story. Oh Jesus, my HS band director was a piece of work. There are many stories, but here's how he would pit us against each other. He would constantly encourage less talented players to challenge the more talented players for first chair in the jazz band. We were all in the band together. The band was one of the best in the country. I honestly could care less what chair I sat in. In music, there are two kinds of people, the naturally talented and the dedicated ones who practice a lot. Somewhere on the path to becoming a pro musician, I'm assuming the ones who practice a lot end up winning, but it does not happen in high school. People would spend all summer practicing the challenge piece to try and win first chair the next fall. I was first trombone and was challenged by the fourth. I practiced the music for exactly 1 hour that summer. I slaughtered that poor kid who wasted his whole summer, and he hated me with a passion. The second alto challenged the first alto. The second alto was a nationally recognized player who thought he was going to pull the upset. The first alto was the most gifted musician I've ever seen and also could have cared less. He didn't even know challenges existed. He walked in on challenge day, and someone had to grab him as he wandered past the music room aimlessly. He sight-read the piece, played it without ever having seen it before, and utterly destroyed the poor second chair. Our band director just didn't like lazy talented people, and the whole system was designed to knock us down a peg, but it never worked out and just convinced everyone to hate him and hate music eventually. The lower chairs always walked out crying over their wasted hard work, and the higher chairs went out and got drunk and drilled cigarettes. That first alto turned down a full music scholarship to a state university and joined the Marines. After I graduated, I didn't pick a trombone up for 5 years. I was planning to major in music and just never bothered to audition once I got to college. I also refused to watch the movie Whiplash as I've had enough of emotional manipulation for the sake of music. Duck, that guy who once launched a chalk eraser into my face, searched my hotel VCR for cigarettes and scheduled band practice at 7 a.m. every morning for 4 years of HS. My all-time favorite is when we came in 3rd place in a competition and he actually convinced the surprise first-place band director to come on our bus and apologize to us for taking our trophy. Duck him. So this is the end of this video. If you guys have any thoughts or suggestions, write it down below in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It's free for you guys and it really helps us to keep delivering you guys the videos continuously. You guys can also support us by checking out the links in the video description and the channel's about section. In the meantime, you can watch these videos. Goodbye.